Now, this is the big one. This almost defines the length of the autonomy journey. It's keeping your body weight within 0 to 4 kilos over a period of 6 months. This will kind of regulate the rest of the checklist. And I don't want you to focus on this being the primary factor. So like, let's say tomorrow, if you're in the lifestyle phase or you come out of your diet and your body weight goes half a kilo, I don't want you to think, oh shit, I've only got 3.5 kilos left before I have to diet again. Or like I failed. The reality is that this will be more of a predicting factor subconsciously, and from a process orientated element, this is the only this is the only results focused one. This is the byproduct of your body weight going up and up and up and up, which will then define how your process was, because your body weight doesn't go up and up and up and up if your process is confined to the right amount of calories, etc. So this one is more of a overarching thing to see how we're trending. Now, for most people, if you come out of the dieting phase and you're like, I want to stay where I am right now, or you're happy where you are, or you're just in and around that area, there's a lot to be said for that continuum that we spoke about, but there's a lot to be said for building up your body weight and being comfortable going in the opposite direction. As for most females, you will have never ever thought about purposefully gaining weight and what it takes to purposely drive forwards with that body weight and eat progressively enough to maintain or gain slowly. Now, gaining slowly when you're in this phase is actually really, really useful, because you've been dieting for a long time, and before you've been dieting, you've probably been trying to diet intermittently and restricting here, there, and everywhere. And therefore, when you come into this phase, it's very alien to you to do anything like this. So to purposely move your body weight up will probably show you that having more calories is a hell of a lot more fun than always trying to restrict. How to manage it through these checkpoints so you enjoy the food more, and you get to have more flexibility. And then you also get to build the shape that you want as well. Building muscle, having more performance goals within the gym is going to be a massive predicting factor whether you stay long term as well, into the process of training, into the process of staying active. If you can do that over time and slowly increment your body weight up, you're going to have a different perspective of training. You're going to have a different perspective on your body fat and the way that you look. Like we said, that the way that you come down isn't the way that you come up or the way that you maintain. So what you're probably pleasantly surprised is that once you've dieted and then you come into a lifestyle phase, your body will look better. In a dieted state, it's dehydrated, it's reduced salts, the fullness of the muscle is less. So therefore, if you only have a little bit of muscle because you've only been training 1 to 2 years, when you're in a lifestyle phase, that muscle is propped up by the glycogen within the cells, the carbohydrates that's in the cells, and therefore you do look better from a elusive perspective or a visual perspective, and you probably will find that you enjoy your body weight slightly higher. And an example of this is Priyanka. When she did her shoot, she went from 50 kilos down to 40 kilos, and she did the shoot, and when she was doing the shoot, she got to about 43, 44, and she was like, I like this look, I'm fine with this. But because she had the shoot, she was like, I want to just get as lean as possible, I want to really go for it. When she got down to 40, she thought 40 was like the elusive thing. Is like, because she set it in mind, because it was going to be her leanest, it meant that that was going to be her best. But what she got when she got to 40 was that she realized that that wasn't what she wanted to look like all year round. She didn't like that look even when she was reversing out of it, and not to mention like she got a little bit of health conditions, so it wasn't advisable to be that lean, had veins on her abs and stuff like that, so she was super, super lean. So when she came up from that, she then was like, I actually really, really like being 42 to 44. So for her, being 42 to 44 would have never happened if she would have never pushed her body weight up, because she was at that point of where she was at 40, and a lot of people get protective over that number because they've worked so hard to get there, they've never been there before, and they don't know what the alternative is. So you have to look objectively as you go through the process, and it's very, very valuable to find the sweet spot of what you like to look like and what the rest of your life is. At 40 kilos for Priyanka, quality of life was crap. She was just focused on fitness, food focused, everything was around that fitness and looking that specific way. As she moved up to 42 and 44, things became a little bit softer. She didn't have veins on her abs. She still had a very good physique, but she was able to do more things with it. She was able to perform better in the gym. She was able to, go and do other stuff because she wasn't focused on 20,000 steps or eating, 1,200 calories or whatever. She was eating a decent amount of food. And those things all matter. So as you bring your body weight up, as definitely as a female and definitely for males, you'll feel better and you'll be able to find where you sit on that spectrum of, you know, what you want to look like. And even for me, when I get down to the leanest, I'm much more happier a little bit upwards, because you get to enjoy the fruits of everything else. So having that 0 to 4 kilo ranger allows you to experiment and test upwards of what body weight you'd like to be and what you'd like to see from your physical side of things, as well as, you know, the other areas of your life and how they all interplay with each other. Like I said, the more focused you are on the physical, the less you can be experimental with social events or mental side of things. Everything will be putting your eggs in all of this basket of physical stuff. Whereas for the most part, it's like those three circles. You want to find the mid ground between the three, and that'll be an individual point. As well as the 0 to 4 kilos as a base of increasing upwards, it's effectively practice for the rest of your life. 0 to 4 kilos is your safety net, that if you can get 6 months without going above that in an uncontrolled manner, you will be able to say, look, I held my body weight for 6 months, I dieted for a period of time, I came out the other side, all of the psychological, physiological effects of dieting will have been gone. Therefore, you'll have set yourself a new lifestyle over that last 6 months, and you'll be able to go and do this by yourself long term. As I mentioned before, the biggest thing is getting to 2 years in around about the same amount of shape as that kind of metric, 0 to 4 kilos. And I think, you know, if you can take on board that, then you'll be able to move forwards into that space. As much as we'd like to keep you for 2 years, it just doesn't seem a plausible ability to be like, yeah, stay for 2 years just in case. I think 6 months is more of a reasonable amount to say, let's practice, you know, 6 months worth of habitual lifestyle where you can go through birthdays, families, potentially sadness, potentially, you know, stress, and potentially a lot of shit changes in the 6 month period. So being able to go through that period and actually still maintain your physical side of things and how that combines with the rest of it is very important. For guys who are looking at this going, okay, well, wouldn't I want to build more than 4 kilos of muscle in like a 6 month period? And the answer is really not really. The rates of muscle growth is really slow. It'd be only very minutiae cases where you'd want to go above that 4 kilo ranger in a 6 month period, and you will be able to work that based more on the percentage of body weight as opposed to just the kilo ranger. But that will be if you're fully content on spending the next 1 to 2 years muscle building, then that will be a different answer for a different video. But for most people that are just looking at the methodology of staying in shape long term, this will be the key here.